Hi, this is Gary Simonelli with GROC Recording. Today's segment is not going to be in the studio, but it's going to be in the kitchen. And we're going to make homemade pizza today. So stick around and I'll show you how I do it. Today's video, I'm going to show you how I make my homemade pizza. No recording, no gear, no nothing. I'm going to show you how I make my pizza. Now, I'm not going to show you how I make the dough. There's a lot of recipes. I'll share a link to one that I use a lot, and I've kind of changed a little bit because you have to. Florida's climate's a little different than a northern climate, so you have to just adjust a little bit to get the yeast to work right. But anyway, that's all science, and we're not going to do any science today. I'm just going to show you how I put my pizza together. Okay, got my workspace cleared out a little bit here. Adjusted the camera, so now you can see I got 2 dough balls here, and I've let them rise. This is the second rise, so I have the size that I want. So I'm going to move one of these, move this one out of the way. Okay, this is how I usually start. What I do is pat it down. I like to keep it in a circle because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be round. And she's going to be around. Notice if I flatten it out too much, with my fingers, it gets a little tough. It doesn't, it's too hard and I don't like it. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of opening my hand a little bit as I'm flipping it. I don't flip it upside down or whatnot. It's going good. This one stretches it out. Get that crust going. And if you get a little hole like that, just pinch it closed. You're fine. It happens to the best of us. Now what I do is put it on a pizza screen, because that's about how big I want my pizza to be. So I kind of just put it on there like that. Very nice. Okay. All right. Then, a little olive oil. Spread it out with my hand because I don't have a brush. And nobody seems to really care that I do that. Very nice. Now, I made a secret sauce that I will give you a recipe for it. I think it tastes great, but it's kind of taken from different recipes that I've seen. What I do is a little sauce on here. Don't need much. Now what I'm going to do before I put all the rest of the toppings on here is I'm going to stick it in the oven for a few minutes, and I'm going to cook that crust a little bit. I'm going to put this into a 500-degree oven. Okay, now I'm going to get my ingredients, my toppings ready. So I have some sausage, some mushrooms, some olives. Now I'm going to get the cheese. I have some Parmesan I'm going to use as well. Alright, I'm going to use some either fresh mozzarella. Let's see, I have never tried this. See how it works. You just got to be careful. Last couple pizzas we made were got very wet. So I have to dry this off a little bit. Comes out very, very milky and wet. So you gotta try to dry it off a little bit with some paper towels, because you'll be surprised how much moisture comes out of this cheese when you start cooking it, and then all the other things that you put on it as well. So you just got to pay attention to that. So this is what we're doing. This is how I'm doing it. You can do it any way you want, but this is how I'm doing it. Check on it. Nice. Good. Good. Put this over here. Look at that. Oh yeah. Piping hot. Piping hot. Be careful, don't touch that stuff or you'll burn yourself like I just did. But here we go. First we're going to put a little sausage. Some olives. That was by request. A little bit more. All right. Some mushrooms. Nice little mushroom. And all these little things, the mushrooms and the olives, I dried off. I patted with paper towels and all that good stuff. Here, this is like my open box thing, my unboxing of some pepperoni. Look at those pepperonis! Wow, look at that! I like the way they ship those. Those are awesome. Anyway, I put it under the cheese. You can put it on top of the cheese. When you make your pizza, you can do the same thing. So. Those on there. Yay. It's good. Alright, then the cheese. I like to break this up a little bit. Just randomly put it wherever cheese should be. Yes. Everywhere. I think you got to be careful about using fresh cheese. Fresh mozzarella, it's a lot of moisture in it. So the more you put on, the more chances you're going to have of your pizza being kind of soggy and wet. So do that. That's why I was going to try some of this. Then I'll take some of this. Nice. This is Parmesan. A little Parmesan on top. Olive oil. And then a little secret cayenne pepper on top. Don't tell anybody. That's what I like. Now I have some fresh basil I could put on there. But if you don't have fresh basil, what I usually do is just take dry. Sprinkle a little in my hand, I crush it up and dust it over the top of the pizza. And again, this is going back into a 500-degree oven. It slides, I don't use cornmeal, so and it slides right off the screen if you pop it in there first and let it cook a little bit. I'm going to make another one. Stand by. Got my dough right here, and I'm just going to pat it out in a circle, get my crust going here, or what's supposed to be the crust. Pat it down in the middle, go around here in a circle. Try not to squeeze all the bubbles out of there. Good. Again, with that type of motion, and what I'm doing is, as I flip it into the other hand, I'm kind of spreading my hand out and that's stretching the dough. So every time I do that, I kind of open my hand. So when you do that, you notice it's getting a little bigger. That's what I do. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not a professional chef. But I play one on TV. Maybe 3 tablespoons. This particular spoon seems to be just right for this. Here's my oven. I have 2 pizza stones. There's the one I'm cooking right now. That's the one I just popped in. So I have a pizza stone on top and I have one on the bottom. It kind of makes like a little clay oven per se. That pizza's starting to look good. Oh yeah. Let me close the door so they can actually cook. If you don't have a pizza peel, well, you can use a cookie sheet if you want as well. Check this one real quick. How's it looking? Good. Not bad. It's almost done. Yeah. Now we continue. Pizza number 2. Now this one, I think I'm going to go with cheese on the bottom. Cheese on the bottom trick. Now, normally, I like to do these on the grill. The grill gets a lot hotter and they cook a lot faster. And plus it gives a nice taste to it. So, but if you don't have a grill, the oven will do. That's what I'm doing today. Just getting lazy. Oh, right. Some mushrooms, olives. Sometimes you get a little carried away with putting toppings on. You gotta kind of refrain from doing that, because too much can be too much. A little bit of dry basil. And I crunch it up between my fingers, real good. Some olive oil. Gotta love that. Ooh, you can put a little bit more cheese on here. Okay, that's good. I don't have much left. And I'm gonna put some other cheese on here. It's very good. Alright. Pizza looks just about done. I think it is done. That one came out really good. Look at that. Wow, that came out pretty good. And there we go. And that's how I make my homemade pizza. Hey Martinez, pizza's ready! Whew. It's hot in the kitchen. You can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. But first, I want to try some of my pizza. Ooh, look at the crust, is all nice in there. Yay, see? Oh yeah, nice and brown. Ah, good. That was really good. Wow. I outdid myself. I wish you guys were here to try this. Hey, dinner's ready! Come and get it! Alright, this is Gary, GROC Media, signing off. Try this pizza. I'll try to put some sort of recipe in the description and whatnot. Give it a try. It's a great snack for your employees or your customers or whatever, family. That's good too. Wow, and it's really hot too. See ya.